Hello there, my name is Leslie, and today we'll be talking about my Billy! I'm specifically doing this episode right now because I know Starlight Billy is coming out, and as cool as Starlight Billy sounds, and oh my gosh, I love him being named Starlight Billy for the Starlight's Knife. It was so great. We gotta call him silly. Come on, we gotta call Esther Billy silly. I don't know if I was looking around a little bit with my fandom. It doesn't seem like it's been a thing. We should make it a thing. Esther and Billy should be silly. Like, it's not as cool as Starlight, but it fits him so well. We gotta do it, guys. Come on. Silly should be. I mean, clearly this is A-Rank Billy. This is too early. S-Rank Billy isn't out yet. I am saving for him. I know, I'm starting the How I Built Billy episode for talking about Silly. But this episode, I already made one on Billy, like, a long, long time ago. Not that long ago, probably like a little over a year ago, technically. But I made one on Billy before. I'm remaking it and lots new artifacts, new teammates, and everything. But like, I'm mostly doing it. I was probably not going to do this for a long, long time, except for the fact that we're getting S-Rank Billy. So in honor of S-Rank Billy, I'm doing another video on Billy. So I'm going to talk about S-Rank Billy for a minute. I'm sure the Billy fans do not mind, and once he's out, this will be a little outdated, but I don't care. I'm here because Silly is gonna come out. We're gonna call him Silly. We gotta call him Silly, guys. Like, it's so perfect. I wasn't the one who came up with it, by the way. I was like, I don't remember which post. I think it was actually on one his I know it was on Hoya Lab. It might have been on his like drip post earlier on, and someone called him Silly. So I don't know if a bunch of other people have seen it, but if you have, you gotta agree, Silly is the name for the S-Rank Billy. It just works so well for him. We gotta call him Silly. I'm probably gonna be doing a couple more episodes. Like I got an OC that's Billy's child. She's Billy's kid's kid. She's so much fun, and I'm probably gonna do a video on her because S-Rank Billy. I gotta do Billy stuff. That's also why I have the permanent excited one, because normally I have a more plain face. But come on, this is being made purely because Billy is my favorite. This is being made purely because I adore Billy. Now, my Billy might technically not be on his best build. This is where I like him a lot, and this is how I want to build him. So I don't know if this is technically the best way to build him, but all of my how I built are about how I like to build the characters. They are formatted like a, building guide because you can build them like this. All of my characters are pretty tough. I'm so sad. I do need to improve on him some more. I just used him in one of the later parts of the year. He did, as you can see, she was barely under. He was under by a good 3,000. And they nearly made it to S, but like, he did pretty good. This is the team I have having him run on right now. I technically do want to work on him a lot more. And technically, I probably want to work in the supports. And I'm not even sure if this is technically his best of the slot team. Honestly, a better team for him might be like him, Dylan, and Asta. But I run him like this because it works well with the rest of my teams. I know I don't have Billy on his optimal team, but I have Billy on a team I really like playing him with, so I don't really care that much. I'm not supposed to go into this yet. Okay, I'm getting all mixed up because I've been busy just talking about Billy because he has Billy. Billy. That's it. That's all I have to say. Anyway, let me get to his stats before I just go off on a tangent. I will probably be doing a tangent video later. So before I go off on a tangent on this video, let me go ahead and get started on what this video is actually supposed to be. Alright, Billy's stats. He's got 10,384 HP. He's got 3,087 attack. I would love to get him higher than that, but mostly I want to get him higher than these. He's got 878 defense, 91 impact, 50 over 155 crit damage. I like his crit rate, but I want his crit damage to be just a touch higher. Granted, he does get a crit damage boost with Seed and everything, so he does get more from that. And then I'll tell you a few other things that I may try to shift up on him. There's a lot of stuff where I'm like, do I want to change this? Is this the best one? I put a lot of thought into building the 4-star characters, or A-rank in this case, A-rank characters that I really love. Because you just need to put a little more effort into them than you do the S-rank characters, especially when A-rank characters that came out at the start of the game. Love you, Billy. He's holding up well enough, in my opinion. Anyway, that's the thing. He's got 92 anomaly mastery, 136 anomaly proficiency, 0 pen ratio, and 1.2 energy regen. We'll go over his equipment next. I like him on the Starlight Engine replica. No, you do want to be far away from the enemy, and this technically has a few issues in a couple of places. We'll get to that. I believe it's in his console, his cinema, that'll come up, but we can get to that in a moment. But you could put him on Starlight Engine replica. I forget if this one or if it's the other one. That I think it's this one, his signature one. Is it not going to pull up for me? There we go. Okay, yeah, no, this is his signature. I can never remember if it's this one or this one that's his signature. It's because they're both so Billy. This one's Starlight, and then I guess this one's slightly more Billy. I would say you could also put on with this dodge counter. He's going to trigger. This is more so with Con because he triggers a dodge counter, and I'll get to talking about some more things I'm confused about. Sometimes their kids confuse me, but Bill's is mostly straightforward. Anyway, this one, it just gives attack percent, physical damage, increases physical damage against targets for 8 seconds upon hitting them from at least 6 meters away with a basic or dex attack. So I don't know how far 6 meters is. It's they don't exactly give you a ruler, so I just try to be far away from the enemy when I'm shooting them. Unfortunately, that's the only thing. I'm like, how far is 6 meters? That's not super helpful. Which actually, you know what? I might check on that in later. I don't know if this is gonna end up a really edited one or just a really long rambling one. We'll figure out that later. I don't like editing stuff. I'm not a big fan of editing. But anyway, normally you can put him on his Gilded Blossom. If I recall correctly, I think this one was one we got from an event type thing that was in like Hollow Zero. And then you can get it where you get like the I forget what they're called, the special thingies that like Lycan and the Haramasa have. But Gilded Blossom, it also has the attack and then attack increase and damage dealt by EX special attack, which I find it's a good source of damage. I find his base is probably what deals the most, but I could be wrong. His base and his ult are pretty good. You could also put him on Mario Conscious Arts and get some crit, and then when watching EX or chain attack, hitting the enemy, the Clipper's attack is increased by 9.6 for 8 seconds, and the target is under attribute anomaly. This is increased by more. You could also put him on, don't mind the fact that I have very few of these, don't worry about that. The Lunar Plenum, and his basic dash and dodge counters are all increased, which is, those are all really good for Billy, and it just gives him flat attack. And then, like I said earlier, the Starlight Engine, which also just gives him flat attack and then increased attack when he does this stuff. And of course, you can't up that if you, enhance it some. But I personally like having him on his signature W engine because, I mean, just look at it. It goes good on him too, and it makes him glow. Yes, don't show me that again. But it makes him glow, and that's even better. Anyway, Drive Disguise, as you'll see, I have them on a 4-piece of Dawn's Bloom and a 2-piece of Fang Metal. I say you can do 2 or 4 of either of these. You could also do 2 or 4 of Woodpecker Electro. And then you could probably do like a 2-piece of like Branch and Blade Song for like additional crit damage if you want to do that. Like instead of a 2-piece of Woodpecker Electro, if you want a bit more crit damage, you can throw them on a 2-piece of Branch of Blade Song or any other one that has like crit rate or crit damage. I think there's like one other has crit rate, and I don't think any other has crit damage. I could be remembering wrong, though. I don't exactly have all the effects of the artifacts memorized, but I like him on the 4-piece of Dawn's Bloom. It increases basic attack damage, and I really like just going and it's a lot of fun. And then this 4-piece increases basic attack damage further. And then when he's attacking, using EX special attack or ultimate, further increases the basic attack damage. So you basically get up to 55 basic attack damage increase, which is really nice. The 4-piece of the Fang Metal, which the 2-piece gives him physical damage, and the 2-piece actually gives you 50% basic damage bonus. That's why I say you could do 2 or 4 of either of these sets. I feel like both are good, and honestly, I like the basic attack buffing. That is why I have him on the 4-piece of Dawn's Bloom. It does only work with attack characters, so it doesn't work if you have a different type of character you want to put on it. But that's for other characters. Not now when we go over the Billy. So whenever a squad member collects assault, it quickers deals 35% additional damage to the target for 12 seconds, which is frankly pretty good. Really good, actually. And And then it's not like he doesn't trigger Assault too often. I just like the buffs from here better with the basic attack buffing. Technically, maybe it's better than this one. I don't know. I haven't actually bothered with a damage comparison. I swapped him over when I saw it because I thought this would be better, and then I also just really liked having him on these sets like this, so that's what I'm gonna do. But like I say, you can also do 2 or 4 with Hector Electro, landing crit hit on an enemy, basic dodge, counter, or special attack, increase the attack. Or 2-piece, which just gives more crit rate, or like give him like a 2-piece of the Wind of Blade song if you don't want to give him a 2-piece of something else. I like this because it gives him physical damage, and this because it gives him the basic attack damage buff. Skill-wise, alphabet first, then we do his base, his E, his alt, then we do his dodge, and then his assist actually last. I think their suggestions are probably pretty similar to mine. They do alt before E. I do E before alt personally, but as you can see, my Billy is all maxed out. No regrets. Oh, I love Billy, and I am so ready to get. I'm going to tell you some more stuff about what I'm planning for the S rank Billy later, but it's all pretty basic stuff. But I had plans when I started this game, and I have no regrets for breaking those plans. Anyway, onto the cinema real quick before I go on to that tangent. His C1 is when Billy hits an enemy with the dash, attack, or dodge counter. He gains additional 2.7 energy. This can trigger once every 5 seconds. Where's 2? Here's 2. It's so hard to find sometimes. Never mind. But yeah, no. His C2 just increases his dodge counter damage by 25. The rolling shots count as dodges, so when he's about to roll during skill activation, so I guess that's when you move, and then he could trigger a perfect dodge during that, so you could move, and then he can dodge, and then he'll go blah, 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 if I recall correctly. And then the rolling shot triggers a perfect dodge, and follow, that's what I mean by dodge counter, where he goes bling, 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 bling. The C3, like everyone else, just increases the level of his stuff. His C4 is when he hits an enemy with his EX special attack. The crit of the special attack goes up depending on how close you are to the target. So this is what I mean by technically the W engine and this have a conflict of interest. So the closer you are, the higher your EX special attack's crit goes up. Crit rate goes up to a total of 32%. The further you are, I assume it goes further down. I don't know if it'll eventually hit 0 if you always get a buff. It doesn't tell you. I don't worry about this one too much. I don't think about it at all. But that's what that one does. His C5, like every other C5, increased level of all his stuff. And then his C6, which is right here, when he accumulates 10 hits on an enemy or triggers a perfect dodge, his damage is increased by 6%. This can stack up to 5 times, so you can get a total of, that's 30% more damage. And the effect resets if he is knocked back or launched by an enemy. So he keeps this unless he gets knocked or launched by an enemy. So as long as you can continue dodging, you're pretty set. I know that was a bit chaotic, but just bear with me, especially the C2. I made that a big mistake there. No, so it's the rolling shots, which he's not in combat, but I'll show you when we get into combat. Team-wise, I think I want to fight the ballet twins. I love fighting the ballet twins with him, so we're going to do that. Team-wise, as you can see, I have him, Suna, Seed, and the physical Bamboo. I personally really like this team. I love Suna. That is one of the reasons that the team is the way it is I really like Suna and being able to run her with Billy. I adore that. Seed, I like her. She's nice. I'm not that big on her. I'm not very big on her outfit, personally. I think I really like the blue hair. I adore it, the color blue. And I love the blue hair. In the flower outfits. Those are super cute. I'm just not a big how revealing her outfit is. But I adore Suna. She is so cute. And clearly, I love Billy, so I like this team. And one thing I did find annoying when trying to get a team set up with Billy is that when I was trying to shift him with newer characters, because I used to have him run with, it was him, Caesar, and I think, Piper for a long, long time. Because I've been running in since the start of the game. I started this game when it came out, and I'm going to do that little side tangent now. When I started this game, I said, as you can see, I have a ton of characters. When I started this game, I said, I'm going to see if I can get every single character. Right now, I'm missing 2. Yidhar, who's currently up on a banner, but I'm not going to pull for her. And Vanya, who not up at all, and I just didn't get him on his run. I've actually been on a losing streak recently. I got super lucky with getting all three of the Ancients of Illusion, which I'm super happy for. I very much love having all three of them. But anyway, that's a side point. I've been trying to collect all the characters. I'm going to skip. I have made the executive decision as the person in charge of my polls. I'm gonna skip Chisa, even though I really, really like her playstyle when I play her in the quest. I'm gonna skip her and whatever the purple lady's name was, because I gotta have pulls for Esric Billy. I'm gonna get him, I'm gonna get his W engine, and maybe depending on how many pulls I have left, I'll go for cons. Or maybe I'll save for the next character. I don't know, but Esric Billy, what am I supposed to do? Not save for silly? So I'm making the executive decision for once in this game to actually save. Because I haven't really done that. But I've no regrets. S-rank version of him, I'm getting his S-rank version 1. I want to say so 1. I can definitely get the S-rank version of him. 2, saving at this point probably will allow me to at least, unless I get really, really unlucky with my polls, I should be able to get him and his W engine probably. But we'll see. I don't know. I am just so excited to be able to pull for S-rank Billy. And hopefully I'll get lucky later on and I'll be able to catch up on the characters I skipped. Or not, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to miss them that much. But anyway, back to his team building. Because, what is it? When Siege came out, I tried to run them together, but I could not find another character that made her happy, and him happy, and that character happy. It was so annoying. I wanted to also try to run him with Yuzuha. She'll show up, thank you. She is so annoying to try to run him with. Some of these characters were so irritating. Well, a lot of the time because they were like, you can run me with my faction or an anomaly unit, and guess what? Billy ain't either! And then the other unit I was trying to run, and there wasn't that either. I think technically a really solid team I could put together for him would be him, Asta, and Dylan, like I was saying earlier, wherever Dylan disappeared to. Yeah, you are. I think they get smiles because Dylan, I think, just needs. Let me actually get out here, Dylan. What do you want? Attack or rupture, so she gets her smile there, and then Asta's, I'm pretty sure, is happy with an attack, and he's happy with the physical. There you go. Yes, they do all get smiles with them. But man, it was so annoying trying to find different units or a team that I like, because sometimes I could make a team that was technically good, but I really didn't want to run it. Now, of course, you could also run him in a nice, fun Cunning Hairs team. Let me pull up the Cunning Hairs people. This is going to be a longer one, because this is mostly just me wanting to do a build video, because Silly's coming out, and so I'm gonna talk. Normally, I try to keep it short and concise and nicely pocketed. No, we're not doing that this time. This is the Silly video, which is not silly, it's Billy, but you've already heard me tell you. You've been told. But you could, like, run him with Nicole and Ambi, you know, if you have your buffer, because she buffs pretty well, and then, sub DPS, and then Ambi there for stunning, which is really nice. You could run him with 2 DPSs, him, Neko, and... How dare they? I know technically she's in that faction, but what? No, it's not this one. I clicked the wrong one. Where is it? How dare they not? Why is she? I mean, I know this is her technical faction, but that's so sad she's not putting with the Cunning Hairs. I was just looking at them and I was like, hold up. Where's Soldier Zero Sambi? That's what we call her, Sambi. I like Ambi. My sister's a way bigger Ambi fan. Sambi, I believe, is what we call her. They did Sambi. I mean, I know technically she's a defense force, and that's what it's done. It's by their factions, and they have official factions. But that is sad that she had to leave. That she's not. I mean, she's right here, but y'all get my point. Oh, poor Sambi. She's not here. We just got Ambi. But yeah, you could like run him with a full Cunning Hairs team. Billy needs either another physical character or a Cunning Hairs unit, which is what was really annoying. Is because a lot of the time I put him with 2 units that weren't physical. And it drove me crazy. Or the physical unit I could find and wanted to put in the team didn't make the other person happy. It drove me crazy for a while, but I really, really like this team. So this is one we're going to run. And let us go fight the ballet twins now. They should be properly leveled. I hope they are. Oh well, it's not that big of a deal if they aren't. He just kills them a whole lot faster. But I assume, I don't know if everyone who's watching this is a huge Billy fan, but you're like building your Billy, so I'm gonna assume you like him to some extent. Or at least are, a fan of Billy. So I figure most people won't care about my tangents on Silly. We're calling him Silly. We should call him Silly. I was the one who came up with it, but I am trying to my best to make it a thing. We call him Silly. And if it's already a thing and I missed that, good job. So happy, yes, we call him Silly. This loading screen is taking forever. Come on, load fat, make boot, a million, take a walk. Thank you. All I had to do was tell him to go. Okay. Like I said, this is going to be a bit longer of a video, and I don't even know if I'm going to bother editing it down or not. Because silly. It's silly. Well, it's a video for the upcoming Silly. I need to figure out how I want to do my placement videos for that, because I know it's what? Banners change this Tuesday. Friday's gonna happen. Next Friday should be the live stream. Another Friday, so it's what? Next Tuesday, 1 Tuesday, 3 Tuesday. It's like 2.5 weeks away till not even Silly comes out, because Silly won't be out because he's not the first half. He's mostly, well, technically we don't know that, but her drip was Reeves first, and typically that's how it goes. Their drip gets released first, they get the first half of the banner. I also do like going spinning around, but this is your rolling shot, is when he does that. Boom. Anyway, we gotta shoot. I dashed! Rude! Yeah, get out of the way, Billy. Don't let him get ya. Hit him with the E. Get Suna's E back up. And hit him with C. And swing back around to Billy. Ha! You think you can catch me? Oh, yes, I need to check the distance thing. I will do that in just after I'm done with this. That was the other thing. Oh, no! Shoot! I missed my dashes both times! That sucks. Man, that's a user error there. Get out of the way, use your E, and then swap back to Billy. Hit him with the E, back up, don't let him get ya, hit him. Ooh, get between him and use the ult. Because I want to try to hit them both. One of the reasons I really like fighting with Billy is because Billy, one, his spinning shot allows him to hit both of them at the same time, which helps so much with having to kill them both at the same pace. Except for one of them just gets stunned first. Actually, they're both almost stunned. Ooh, that's good. We're gonna go hit this, and then Billy will come in. And nice! That was really, really smooth. That was awesome. But yeah, no, I'm super hyped for Billy. Oh, I cannot wait to pull for him. I gotta wait basically a whole patch, because this one doesn't go down. Is it even gonna go down on Tuesday? I'm just assuming it's probably like Wednesday, isn't it? Yeah, this is gonna happen Wednesday, so the patch is probably gonna change on Wednesday. Anyway, don't worry about random mass. No, that's not what I needed. It's this. If we track this, does it tell me how many meters I am away from it, or no? Okay. So 6 is what we're going for inch forward wise. So honestly, that's not that far. So you want to be about that far from the enemy when hitting them, preferably like a little farther, Then go bing, 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 bang. So that guy being the enemy, because that's about 6.8. That's not that bad. I think I typically am that far when I'm hitting an enemy. Anyway, I believe that's all for the video. We're going to stop tracking that so we can be Billy again. I believe that's all for the video. I am so excited for us, right, Billy? It's gonna take forever for him to come out. I don't know if I'm gonna. I don't know what my plan is. I'm just gonna keep doing silly content, or I'm just gonna do all the silly content I can now. But I'll figure that out in the future. Y'all can subscribe if you want to see that stuff, because I will be doing content for silly. And I will. Normally, I don't bother recording my polls because I don't care, and normally I don't have polls saved up, so there's not a bunch to be done. Unless, I saved during the whole patch, and then I will have polls before silly comes out. I will have polls, and I will be recording my polls, and I will be posting my polls as I go for silly. And I hope I get really lucky, and I just have like a cracked silly. That would be so awesome. And we can all agree that silly is the name for S-Rank Billy. Silly is it. That is my main thing. I'll probably be making some silly propaganda along the lines. I think everyone's gonna love the name, so. I say like I came up with it. I did not. I don't remember who did. I don't even know if I read their username. A lot of the times I forget to do that. But anyway, thank you so much for watching and listening to me basically rant half the time, essentially, and kind of mess up when I was going over his content. Don't worry too much about that. We're not gonna worry about it. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for silly. I will 100% be making a rant video on Billy and how much. Look at this mechanical man. Is he not awesome? Look at him. Oh, he's so silly. This is why silly's gotta be his S-rank name, because we have an opportunity. We take the B, we insert the S, and we name him Silly. We have an opportunity and we must take it. But he's just such a silly guy, and I just love him so much. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and may you have a blessed rest of your day.